The rule was simple. Any late entry to Professor Bartholomew's 8 a.m. class would result in a 5-point deduction from their final grade. What he didn't count on was his own tardiness. Professor Bartholomew enforced this rule with an iron fist. One day, poor Emily Carter arrived at 8 and 27 seconds, a mere 27 seconds late. "Detention, Miss Carter," he'd said, his voice as frigid as the November air. The next victim, 30 seconds late, was James Peterson, arriving at 8 and 30 seconds. "You are marked absent, Mr. Peterson," he coldly announced. Their tardiness was met with immediate, unwavering punishment. He never showed any empathy. Professor Bartholomew's behavior demonstrated authority-based, self-serving bias, where he believed the rules applied to others, but not necessarily to himself. My own academic future was at stake. I needed an A in this course. It wasn't just about the grade. My scholarship demanded it. One slip-up here, and my $10,000 scholarship could be at risk. I started arriving at 7:30 a.m. every day, armed with a digital voice recorder and my phone, both set to record. The goal was to have irrefutable proof. I also meticulously documented the time in my notebook, noting every detail, every class, every minute. The tension built each morning as the clock ticked closer to 8 a.m. 7:56 a.m., 7:57 a.m., 7:58 a.m., anticipation filled the classroom. 7:59 a.m., still no Professor Bartholomew. The clock hit 8 a.m., nothing. A collective gasp rippled through the room. 8:01 a.m., 8:02 a.m., he was late. The minute hand swept past the hour, and then the unthinkable happened. 8:05 a.m. The door finally creaked open, and there he stood, red-faced, breathless. "My apologies, class," he began. "I had to deal with an unexpected plumbing issue at home. I'm terribly late." I cleared my throat, then calmly stated, "Professor Bartholomew, according to the syllabus, section 3.2, a tardy arrival results in a 5-point deduction, just like Emily Carter and James Peterson." I calmly held up my phone and pressed play, the recording device capturing his own words. Others began recording on their phones. Just then, Dean Henderson walked in. He looked at Professor Bartholomew, then at the assembled students, then back at Professor Bartholomew. "Professor, I understand from the evidence that you arrived 5 minutes late." Silence. "Based on the syllabus you wrote, you are to receive a 5-point penalty on your final grade." Professor Bartholomew's face paled. It was a clear-cut case of the reciprocity principle in action, where people feel compelled to respond in kind to how they are treated.